Welcome in, everybody. I think we're live already on YouTube. Here we are. We're back for the Hafeman Bros special tonight. We got some guests with us. We've got Ben, who is finishing. This is what I get. I said, "Hey, did you fall asleep again? Where are you? Ring, ring." And I get, "Hang on, taking a dump. Nature calls." That's the message back from Ben. So apparently, yeah, we have great timing once again for Ben. Usually I try to reach out to him when he's eating, not when the reverse, the end result is happening. So anyway, but that's Ben. That's Ben's response. He'll be here when he's ready. Probably got to towel himself down after all that. Anyway, we got some longtime friends here. Jason Eckes, Bruce, Captain Bruce in the house for the first time in a while. They finally came back on because we stopped talking about the Bucks, and they want to talk about the Packers and everything happening with the Green Bay Packers. How are you guys doing?
Doing great.
Yeah.
Okay, how are we feeling, Eckes, how are we feeling about the recent things transcribing with the Green Bay Packers, the things occurring, I should say? Some developments.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What happened?
They started training camp. Some guy that's very similar to me showed up. Aaron Rodgers came back. Here, where is it? I'm gonna show you here. Let's see. I got it right here.
I saw it.
You saw it? Oh, okay. All right.
I saw the picture.
Did you
I didn't see it.
Like? You didn't see what he
He's
looks
got
like?
long hair.
The picture of his long hair. Well, I've seen that. Yeah.
Oh, you want to see more than that? This one's where he's taking his shirt off. Just kidding. Bruce got excited for a second. Here is what he looks like coming back. Look at this. Oh, man. He borrowed Aaron Jones' sunglasses. He's got his office shirt on because he loves the office so much. Looks like he's pretty fit and trim there. So, hey.
Looks skinny.
Yeah.
Could run around more.
He's been working out with his fiance, apparently.
I think part of his cleanse to lose weight so he could move around a little quicker this year was because he saw that Billy Turner was back and going to be starting at one of the offensive line positions again. So he knows he's going to be running for his life if he's behind there. Yep. So Billy Turner's there. Aaron Rodgers got to run around some more. He's back. Ben's going to blast him. I know. Maybe not. But seriously, guys, what do you think about all this?
Am I up first?
Yeah, you're up first. You set the table.
I think it's great. That's what I was hoping for, and I hope that the fans embrace it and look back at everything that's happened before they all start booing and doing stupid stuff. They look back and see that during this whole thing, number one, if Rodgers doesn't want to be there, he has reasons for that, and I think they're pretty good reasons. I think Gutekunst is a power-hungry kind of jackass, and I think Murphy just let him be that way.
Can't swear on YouTube.
So I don't care. But so I understand why Rodgers, and I bet you a lot of the players probably feel that way, but Rodgers is the only one with enough behind him that he can say, I don't have to play for you. I'm the MVP. If you're going to treat me like this, go to hell. You know what? But he was trying to take care of all of that without bringing it up and making a big deal out of it. He didn't want it in. That we get to thank our good reporter buddy for. All right. So I think Rodgers was, and then that pissed Rodgers off that got out. I understand that. And the other thing is during this whole time when, they're saying, oh, he's complicated and he's dividing our fan base. Rodgers could have came back with guns loaded. He had every right to do so and say, no, I don't want to play because you cut Jordy for no reason, you jerk. You didn't offer him a contract. I said, Jake was great. And then you cut him the next day because you're a jackass. I don't like it. He can say that stuff, but he didn't. He kept his mouth shut. Now, that made a lot of people mad that he didn't say that stuff. But he never threw mud at anybody. He just kept his mouth shut and tried taking care of stuff quietly. And I hope Packer fans realize that before they start. I have a bad feeling that when I go to games, people are going to be booing and it's going to start a lot of fights and everybody can have their opinion. That's fine. But I wish that they'd look at what actually happened and how it happened more before they just start, I'm mad at him because he's got a contract and blah, blah, blah. Now, do I wish he would have handled it differently? Yes. He made some mistakes. He could have came out and he didn't do it perfectly either. But I'm still on Rodgers' side during this whole thing a lot more than Murphy and Gutekunst. So to have Rodgers back, that's great. This Cobb stuff, if Cobb is coming back, if I got to see what we're paying for him. I'm not against it. I like having good guys on our team, and hopefully, if it is the last dance, what the hell, go for it. I don't know what we have to give up for him to have him come back. We'll have to see. But I think it's good, and that's just my opinion. So if you're against it, you're wrong, Ben.
I'll tell you, Ben must be having a doozy. Usually it doesn't make it quite this long, but that's fine. That happens. We all have our battles in life, and Ben's having one right now with the porcelain. So anyway, I guess before we're not going to get on to Randall Cobb quite yet, because I got some things to say about Randall Cobb, and I'm gonna divulge some things as well and let you know where I come at from that perspective. But about the whole Rodgers thing, you're right about a lot of it. Most of the people got mad? Why? Because it was all of the speculation stuff that was going around. That's what people are getting mad about. Did they get mad because of anything he actually said? Not really. What did he say? He didn't hardly say anything. So how can you get mad at him? And all right, let's look at it this way, right? Let's look at it this way, because I think it was really interesting when it got leaked that he was unhappy, right? Everybody instantly was like, "Oh, this is Rodgers' retaliation," and blah blah blah, and all this stuff. Right, right. And the only thing he said, he knew he was going to be at the Kentucky Derby shortly after that, right? A public thing where people are going to want to talk to him. The only thing he said at that was that he was disappointed, really disappointed that this got out public. Does that sound like he's the guy that leaked it? Now, you can try to say he's playing this game and, he set him up and he did leak it and then he was just saying the opposite to cover for him and all this stuff. You can say that, fine. I don't buy that as much as I buy the scenario that there have been a number of things that have been said publicly, all by the same stupid person, and that's Mark Murphy. For example, I said it before on this show, not enough people have recognized across all the media platforms, going back to the 2018 Tyler Dunn story that went out, right, with all the crap that was in there. And what was the one quote that was, again, from anonymous sources that Mark Murphy said to Aaron Rodgers, look, we're getting this new coach in. Now, don't be the problem. Right? According to that story, anonymous source, Mark Murphy said that to Aaron Rodgers. First of all, if he said that to Aaron Rodgers, if you were Aaron Rodgers, wouldn't you be kind of pissed? I'd be kind of pissed. Secondly, that was reportedly also in a private phone conversation between just two people, Aaron Rodgers and Mark Murphy. So if Aaron Rodgers didn't say that to whoever reported this to Tyler Dunn, that only leaves one person. The same dumbass who has said all those things you said about complicated fella, dividing our fan base, throwing stuff at him. Wouldn't it be a much more likely scenario that that's the guy behind this leak? When Rodgers was unhappy and they couldn't get the deal done, they couldn't get him back because he didn't want to give in and just do what they wanted him to do and play this 1 year at a time game. So then Mark Murphy does what he always does. He goes off. He goes off in some form or fashion. And he's the one that leaked it out. To me, that's a much more likely scenario. And if you were Aaron Rodgers and you're trying to deal with this quietly, and your boss, the top of the food chain guy who's in charge of everything, that's the way he's going to play it, that's the way he's going to operate, I'd be pretty mad too. So for all the people that want to get on Rodgers about this whole situation, think about all those things that happen. Think about the likely scenario of trying to do this quietly, and then it doesn't happen in the time he wants it. So the big cheese comes out and leaks this stuff out to make you look bad, and then has some things to say publicly after it as well, because he knows you're not going to take to the media and say a bunch of crap. So I don't know. Mark Murphy is the problem, and he has been the problem for a while. Sorry, that's what I have to say about that. Go ahead, Bruce, you're up.
First of all, I want to make sure that you guys know I'm not going to rip Aaron Rodgers. Never said I was going to. And yeah, I've said some things on our chat, but I never said anything bad about Aaron Rodgers necessarily. Everybody knows Murphy and Goot are no talent A-clowns. Okay. Murphy is a moron. He doesn't know how to talk to people. He can't communicate very well. He's a businessman. That's all he is. He's not a football operations guy. We know this about Murphy, and he has literally screwed up a lot of things over his tenure, in my opinion. And the list is too long to go over. Maybe we make a show about that. I don't know. But the point is that now this is my frustration with this. Is I don't really have a problem with Rodgers doing what he did per se. Is it frustrating that it went on all off season? Yeah, I'm kind of frustrated about that, right? But I'm glad he's back now and it's over and all that stuff. What I don't like is Mark Murphy coming out and saying stupid stuff and then now bending over and saying, oh, by the way, we'll get Randall Cobb for you because you wanted him back just because we want to make you happy this year. And then we'll see what we do next year if we trade you or whatever. I mean, that's the problem I have right now is, you know what, I'm not saying Randall Cobb can't be a little bit of, you know, a leader, like Andy said earlier, or maybe give a little bit of something at wide receiver, but come on, man, we got rid of him for a reason. Why the heck are we bringing him back here? It's only to appease Aaron Rodgers. And that's what I think is really a bunch of baloney. But again, that's Murphy talking out of both sides of his mouth, you know, and now wanting to bend over backwards for Aaron Rodgers just to, you know, make it all nicey nice. So that's my frustration. But you know what? What solves everything? Winning.
True.
So you know what? You know, to your point, Ekis, you know, at the games, if people are booing, yeah, maybe they will the first game. Who knows? I mean, you never know. Maybe they won't. But that ends real quick if we continue to win like we did the last 2 years. You know, and obviously if we win, we end up being lucky enough to win a Super Bowl. Nobody cares anymore. They don't give a rip. And at that point, then the Packers have to make a decision, which I would love to see Murphy do. What the heck is he going to do then? You know, he's going to have to keep Aaron Rodgers then, because then his butt's really in a corner at that point. So, I mean, I don't know. At this point in time, I just want the football season to start. I want to, you know, have a good team. I want to enjoy it, and I just want this crap to be over with. I'm sick of it. That's all. So, there's my 2 cents.
I got a little different take on Randall Cobb that we'll cover in a second after Ben gets to go here. But yeah, I think it'll be really interesting to hear what the team says publicly, what Rodgers says publicly here coming back. And then also, I don't know. I would love for them to just come out and say it and just be like, look, we've got an arrangement. Our arrangement is this year. We're going for it. I'm back. We're going to give it everything we can with this team at the end of this season. Then that ride's done and the team will get to do what they want with me. But, you know, in terms of moving me to another place that we work on a trade and all that stuff, just come out and say it this year. Then they'll solve themselves all the problems. No confusion for the offseason, none of the other stuff. Murphy can't screw that up because they've already, you know, figured it out. And the more and more the situation played along, the less and less I thought Gutekunst was much of an issue at all. And the more and more I thought it was really Murphy pulling most of the strings. So anyway, that's what I think. Ben, what you got? How do you feel?
Well, man,
you got to feel real good after that dunk.
After hearing
right?
this news, I feel like 5 pounds lighter. This news. Oh, wait, no, that was because I just took a dump. Kind of like Aaron Rodgers. He's like a dump. Anyways.
16 years of service means nothing to you.
Here's the thing. I heard Bruce. I heard Ekis. Ekis is all Mr. Positive. Bruce sounds like he's really mad about something. You sound like you don't know what's going on, and that's fine. So you guys need me to teach you stuff again, and that's where it has to go. Number one thing, I think you are right, but I want to see a joint press conference. I want all four of them together tomorrow. Should have been today, or as soon as this contract restructuring, cutting off last year gets officially signed on the dotted line. All four of them do a press conference. And then they say, hey, here's the scoop. Aaron has had problems. He's here with us now. We're all talking. He's back. He's ready to go. We're all in for this year to win a Super Bowl. We're going to win a Super Bowl. After the year's done, we'll evaluate everything. Aaron will evaluate his situation. We've given him the option that he wants to control his career, which is what he wanted. We get the option for us is we can still have him for another year if he wants to play another year. And then we could also extend it if we end up winning the Super Bowl and blah, blah, who knows, whatever. They'll say that, of course, but they really want to say, we're going to trade his butt after the season's done. That's what they want to say. They won't say that, but they'll say, we're all in for this year. And then after the year's over, then we'll sit down together and figure it out. That way it's done. No more talking about it. I mean, no more asking the 25 questions. They can just say, hey, we talked about this already. We're all in for this year. Talk about it at the end of the year. If they don't do the joint press conference, then you're going to have 4 different press conferences with 4 different people saying 4 different total things, and none of them are going to equal. And then they're going to be like, oh, then the next press conference is going to be, hey, when we asked Murphy about this, he said this, Rodgers. And Rodgers is going to be like, well, I don't know about that, but I know about this. And then they're going to be like, hey, LaFleur, Rodgers said this. And you know about that, don't you? And he's like, well, I got to talk to Goody about that. And they're like, oh, Goody said this. He's like, what? What happened? And then next thing you know, all season long, it's that crap. Just come out, all 4 of them, and say, this is the deal, Packer fans. We want a Super Bowl as much as you do. We want a Super Bowl for the Packers. We want a Super Bowl for Aaron Rodgers. We want a Super Bowl for everybody, all the fans. And we're going in, and we're gonna get it. That's right. We're gonna have the Bucks, Brewers, and Packers. Boom, boom, boom. Wisconsin's gonna be the capital of all things other than hockey, which I don't even think is a real sport. So, crap. Sorry, but anyways, no offense, Bruce. I know you think you like hockey or something, but sorry about that. Anyways, here we go. Right? Let's do that. Then I'm okay with all this. But if they say nothing, what happens when Aaron Rodgers throws the ball away on 3rd down? Because he got a little pressure. What happens if they lose a couple games in a row and maybe the offense, he was off a little bit or something got weird or LaFleur called the play and then Rodgers said, I don't like that play. It's my last year. I'm going to do whatever crap I want. I got my buddy Randall Cobb now. I'll just tell him to go do this and I'll tell Devontae to go do that. And I'll just throw it to those 2 guys. And I'll ignore all the other players that we have because I'm just going to use the guys that I like. Because that'll happen. And it probably is going to be sucky for all of us. And I'm going to find it and point it out. Because it's going to happen.
All right.
And when it does,
then
everybody's going to hear about it.
Then sometimes the loudest person in the room isn't the wisest person in the room.
Yeah. And sometimes the oldest person isn't either, Eckes. Bam! Suck it. Anyways, back to what I was going to say. One more thing.
We got a interesting
one
question.
more thing.
All right,
just about the whole with Rodgers coming back. I said this in the chat with the guys earlier.
Yeah.
If Rodgers thinks he pulled a fast one on everybody, he didn't.
I don't think he did.
This is what Goody and Murphy wanted all along. They wanted 1 year more with Rodgers, and then they're going to trade his butt. Actually, they probably wanted 2 more years with Rodgers and then trade his butt. Is what they probably wanted. And so Rodgers probably thinks, ooh, I got 1 more year. Now I cut it to 1 year instead of 2 years. Ha ha ha. And in the long run, think about everything, right? Makes way more sense for Rodgers to go to a team that he understands in the offseason, where he can look at it, see what their situation is, see what their team buildup is, and the Packers can see exactly what they're getting in picks and whatever other things that are coming in, right? It's a win-win for everybody as long as it ends after this year. And then, like Bruce has said many times, after this year, all these contracts that they pushed to next year and, extended and had lower costs this year and super high next year, cut them all. Cut Za'Darius, cut Preston. Don't sign back Devontae. Trade Aaron Rodgers. Cut Billy Turner, all those guys. And you have a huge cap hit, no doubt. But then the next year when Jair's contract's up, boom, we got some money for Jair. And we could also sign Tunyon and anybody else, MVS, for contracts, give them a little bit next year, and then balloon their contracts out because we'll have the cap space at that point because all of those big caps are going to be gone. We just take all the hit next year. We'll suck.
You're coming off a Super Bowl year, hopefully.
Right.
Right.
But if you're coming off a Super Bowl year, I don't think the Packer fans are going to be too mad.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
And just say it. That's the plan. That's the plan. Do it.
That was the plan all along.
Right. Because they already have to. This team is going to be drastically different after this year. So, like, that's why I say, with bringing Randall Cobb in, fine. Because the one thing I like about Randall Cobb, and I will admittedly say this, and then we're going to get to a quick question that was raised by our cousin Corey Bayless, but also Jody brings up the same thing in the chat, which I want to address, and want your guys' take on it. But with Randall Cobb, he has so anyway. Oh, a side note: Alan Lazard signed his 1-year tenure too, so he will be on the team this year. And if you clear some cap space, maybe you can sign him to a longer term contract after this year.
Okay, so hold on a second. Just hold on for 1 second.
All right.
How many footballs are on the field on one play? One
football.
Right?
Yeah.
Yet we're going to have Devontae Adams, MBS, Alan Lazard, Randall Cobb, Amari Rodgers, St. Brown, Funches, Malik Taylor.
Funches is out.
That's 8 wide receivers. We also got Tunyon, Big Dog, frickin' Jay Sternberger, Dominic Daphne, DeGuara. That's 13. Are we going to have any offensive linemen and defensive linemen on this team? Sounds like we're going to have a bunch of receivers. This is dumb, number one. Number two, if this is Aaron Rodgers' GM, he's all about, let's sign my friends. Hang on to my friends. And you know what's going to be next? You guys, AJ Hawk. They're going to get AJ Hawk back. Just wait. You know what else they're going to do? Here's the one I just thought of when I was taking a dump. Are you ready? Because it's about as smart as taking a dump. Who's his new best buddy? Miles Teller, the actor. They're going to sign Miles Teller to be the long snapper because you know that Hunter Bradley guy stinks. So they're just going to get Miles Teller in there. He can long snap. Then you got all Aaron Rodgers' friends on the team. Why not? Go ahead. He can long snap. That ain't that hard. Practice it a couple times. Boom, long snapper. Miles Teller. What do you think?
All right. I think you're a little crazy. I'm trying to make a real point here about Randall Cobb. And setting it up, I'm going to tell you, I was never a big Randall Cobb fan. Never. Not even early on. I thought he was overhyped. And then I thought he was always too short, too slow, and not durable enough. But one thing that I've seen since the experienced receivers have been gone and the young receivers are all in there, that Randall Cobb knows how to do, and none of those guys do, is he knows how to stop and stay away from coverage. Like, especially if Rodgers is on the move, he'll sit down in a spot where it's actually open, where other guys keep flowing and the defensive backs flow with them, and then they're still covered the whole time. And almost all of these young receivers don't understand that concept, but the old guys get it. Maybe because they're slow and tired and they don't want to run anymore, but they also are like, if I sit right here, I'm open. And that D-back goes running over there because Rodgers is flowing that way. I'll just stay right here and he can throw it to me and I'll catch a pass. And he's got pretty reliable hands. So that's something I think that's lacked from the receivers the last couple of years. And now it'll be there with Randall Cobb.
One more thing on that point. There's been many a time where there's a blitz coming and the blitz came from a corner who was the slot corner in front of Lazard or MVS or even Devontae at times. They blitz and MVS, Devontae, and even Lazard will still run the route that was called instead of just turn around and break it off and so that Rodgers can get the ball away. And then he gets sacked or he gets pressured or whatever. So you're right. Those guys are all dumb. We need a guy, Randall Cobb is smart. I mean, he used to play quarterback, so he can probably read the defense and know what's going on and then adjust. And that's good. That's good stuff. But it's at the expense that we finally got Amari Rodgers after waiting, for a couple of years to get a slot guy. And now it's the same as drafting Rashawn Gary when you signed the Smith brothers, right? It's the same as drafting Stokes when you sign back stinking Kevin King. It doesn't make much sense, but I understand it's to make Rodgers happy. Are they going to get Rubel Martin off the coaching staff and put him back in there again? Number 82, just throw him out there.
Come on. Devontae's had injuries. Lazard had injuries last year. These guys, they're playing 17 games. You're going to need more guys that can play, and not just some guys you hope can play. And Funchess isn't going to be on the team anyway. Funchess is gone. I'm sorry, I guess I know you had high hopes for him, but he's not there. He's gone.
And you need a receiver that knows how to run routes.
You do. But more than that, you need
There's
a
not
guy.
a single receiver in the NFL who knows how to run a route. That's all
More
I know.
than that, you need a guy who knows when to sit down, who knows when to chimera it and just sit there and be like, hey, I'm going to sit here and be open. Throw it to me. He'll find me. They don't have guys like that too much.
Plus Turner can come there. Amari Rodgers can learn from him too. Then, hopefully he can pick that up.
I mean, I like Randall Cobb. I don't know. I can say this much: the Bears hate Randall Cobb. All Bears fans hate Randall Cobb because every time when we needed a big play against the Bears to clinch the division or in the playoffs or something, it's Randall Cobb who kills them in the big games all the time. So all Bears fans hate Randall Cobb.
Breaking news.
That alone should make you love him. Period.
Sorry. Breaking news. Confirmation from Viking Mo that he will join us Friday to give us his take on Rodgers being back at the Packers, how he feels about it as the Vikings guy. That's the ultimate.
He's gonna be crying.
That's the ultimate thing that'll tell you. Do the other teams in the division, are they happy today or are they sad?
They're not. I can tell you that right now. They are not happy.
They're getting their hopes up. Anyway, okay, we got a question from Jody, and also cousin Corey Bayless asked this question as well. We'll go to Eckes first. With everything that's gone on and Aaron Rodgers coming back, do you think he's going to play half-heartedly or even give it his full effort playing for the Packers this year? Eckes.
Of course he is. He's a professional athlete, even though he's a diva like Ben wants to whine. He's playing to win, especially if this is the last dance and all that nonsense. They're playing to win. He's going to give it everything he's got. I'm worried that anything that goes wrong, the first thing people are going to do is, he's throwing it on purpose. He's doing that on purpose. I think that's stupid.
Bruce, what do you think?
I agree with Eckes. I think he's going to give it all, unlike Simone Biles.
Dude.
Oh, sorry. Did I say that? Sorry.
Dang it.
My wife was so upset about
in order to be the GOAT, you got to give it your all at the times that need to be given.
Giannis style.
And the pressure is on. So, and again, I'm ripping on Simone a little bit, but that's okay. I had to throw that in there. I had to get it in somewhere. But no, yeah. I mean, Aaron Rodgers has got a chip on his shoulder. He always has. He's not going to mail it in. I mean, he's just not going to do it. He might have been, playing around this offseason and trying to, get some things done and all that type of stuff. But he ultimately is going to want to win a Super Bowl, and he wants to leave Green Bay with another Super Bowl. I mean, he does. There's no question about it. So, absolutely.
And all we've heard forever from everybody that's known him is he's the most competitive person they've ever met. Not just at football, but like everything. They play cards, they do whatever, drills, anything they do. It's always a competition for him. So you think, a guy that is that competitive, I mean, come on, no. And he said before he hates losing. He hates losing more than he likes winning. So no way he's not giving it, his best effort for sure. I think that
I don't think. Hey, real quick,
Yeah,
I don't
ahead.
think he's not gonna. I think he's gonna give it his best effort. I have no doubt about that. But like I said earlier, I think there will be times because he thinks he's the smartest person alive that a call will come in from LaFleur or something will happen in a game, and he will just be like, nah, and do whatever he wants. And probably a lot of the time it's going to work just great, and probably better than what LaFleur called, right? But that could lead to problems if it happens a lot and more often than, it has in the past. Like if it happens every now and again, fine. I mean, he should be able to, he's been in the league for 20 million years. He should be able to see what's going on and adjust and whatever.
But let me ask you a question, Ben. Sorry to interrupt.
You're good.
He was the MVP last year, and for the most part, he had to run LaFleur's offense the way he wanted to for the most part. And I'm not saying that he didn't do it once in a while. I mean, who the heck knows? We don't know. But why would you do that? Why would you not trust your head coach at this point if you were doing pretty much what he wanted you to do and you just won the MVP and probably had your best statistical year you've ever had. Just a question.
I'm not going to say, I don't think he would do it as like I'm going to do this because LaFleur is a moron. I don't think that's why. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact of let's, for an instance, when Devontae Adams is injured, it's really funny how the offense runs real smooth. Everybody gets involved. Everybody gets a big play. Maybe it's like against the Saints, Lazard got the big plays, and then Tunyon got the big plays against Atlanta, right? But it's within the flow of the offense. And then there'll be like one huge play where something happens, like when Tunyon falls down, rolls back up, and scores a touchdown because nobody thought he was going to get back up and score a touchdown, right? Okay, fine. And then also in the playoffs, you go back and watch the game against Tampa, and he's purposely looking at Devontae, because that's the guy he wants to go to, even though Lazard's wide open for the touchdown at the end of the second quarter. So, and I don't think it's not like he's like, oh, I'm not going to do what LaFleur says, or, oh, that's a dumb plan or whatever. It's just LaFleur calls the play. Maybe he's like, I don't know if it's going to work in this situation. I think I'm going to go to Devontae. Or he's going to look at Devontae and give him some kind of signal. And now, not only does he have Devontae, if they are trading for Cobb, which I've heard that's going to happen, right? Now he's got two of them where he's just going to look at him and they're going to know some weird, Aaron Rodgers hand signal that they used to do back in the day that nobody else knows. And even LaFleur doesn't know, but Rodgers knows. And he'll be like, boop, 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 whatever he does, I don't know. And then next thing you know, boom, there's a play. And if it works, awesome. But how's that going to make everybody else feel? And how's it going to make LaFleur feel? I don't know. If they win, who gives a crap? If they lose, it could be an issue. That's all. But I don't think Rodgers would actually go and be a jerk like that. Because just like Eka says, he wants to win. He wants to do whatever he can to get it done, especially if he's surrounded. Like if they bring Cobb back, they've done everything for him. Honest to God. That's like, what else can they do? Honestly, like the next thing would be Miles Teller at long snapper. Like that's honest to God. What else could they do?
They could get a better defense.
That's the thing.
But they can't because they've got so much money into these crappy guys.
I know. I'm just being.
That's what it has to be, though. I was thinking about that just before, earlier before we came on. It was like, okay, it's clear that 2021, this is the season the Packers need to go for it, and that means some of the stuff we saw last year cannot happen again. That means Zadarius Smith has to bring the motor like he did in 2019, not slack off as much as he did in 2020.
Yeah, but he still needs to play in the NFC Championship game. It doesn't matter if he has a great regular season. He still's got to get it done in the playoffs.
They all have to
do that 2 years in a row.
I know. But I'm just saying, like, that stuff can't happen. And Zadarius Smith has to realize the situation too. Guys like him, Preston Smith, these other guys that are likely going to be gone from this team after this year have to realize this is my best chance to win a Super Bowl, maybe in my whole career. I mean, Aaron Rodgers won one in his third year starting and hasn't even been back, right? And these guys have to look at themselves and think, this is it. This might be my only chance in my whole career to actually win this thing. So I've got to give it everything I have this year, commit to it, because after this season, who knows where I'm going to be, what team I'm going to be on, or even if I'm going to be in the NFL again. So that's what they got to play like it's their last season of their career this year. And then, like I said, maybe since the declaration's already been made, get a little help from the stripes, Brady style, in the playoffs, maybe.
I think that's interesting because way back in February, dude, you and I on the end of the season debate show said the same thing. We said we wanted just to come out and say, hey, what is this Lopez crap? Come out and just say, woo! Come out and say, hey, one more run, let's go for it, and then it's done. And let's hope they get together and have the press conference so that we don't have, as fans, don't have to deal with this crap. The other thing I will say is if Schefter would have kept the stupid mouth shut and it would have, like, how would you guys think about this for a sec? Maybe it doesn't matter. I don't know. But like, Bruce, do you think everybody would have been in such a tizzy if Schefter would have said nothing? we just would have heard a couple rumblings like, oh, Aaron Rodgers not happy, but like it's not a big hairy deal, right? And then all of a sudden, yesterday we find out the Rodgers and the Packers have restructured his contract. They've gotten rid of the last year of his contract and blah, blah, blah. Do you think fans would be like, have a heart attack when they hear that kind of thing? Or do you think it would, I don't know. You think it would be as big a deal?
No, not at all.
As what this whole offseason was?
Not at all. No.
Yeah. I mean, it's unfortunate. And I don't know who's to blame. I think both Rodgers and the Packers have leaked stuff, and they kept trying to leak stuff to make them look better. And it's almost a shame that they couldn't just keep it in-house. But what are you going to do? There's not much else to keep people's mouths shut. Everybody's going to talk. Like Jason said, there was a guy who got fired. How many job openings were at Lambeau right after all that news came out about Rodgers being unhappy? So somebody must have leaked it, and then they all got canned.
4 of them all at the same time.
Dude, he needs to cut that. That's just.
No, I like his hair, man. But he's slowly turning. His favorite movie is The Big Lebowski or whatever it is, right?
Yep.
There you go.
Dude.
That's who he's starting to turn into. He's starting to turn into the dude. It's getting kind of just the in shape dude. He's the in shape dude. He's not the gut dude. He's the in shape dude. So I don't know. Maybe he's not as competitive anymore now that he's found his Zen place.
Maybe I
don't know. We'll see.
I kind of think once he gets back in football mode that he would be though. But
Maybe that's what I should do. Is I should from right now. If the Packers continue to win, I just keep growing my hair out and actually grow a beard out this time and not shave.
Yeah.
No, don't do
Your wife won't let you. We already
try
over this.
Try to grow a mullet again and see if I look like Aaron Rodgers a little bit.
You can't grow a beard, Crispin.
No, I can't.
If you grow the mullet, you can look like Royce Newman.
Yeah, Royce Newman. There you go.
That you could do. Royce Newman, Bruce, you could pull that off.
I like that.
I'm just playing. You look better than Royce Newman, but don't grow the beard, man. That was almost as pathetic as me trying to grow a beard. Don't do it.
It was bad.
Yeah, but your hair, you could do the hair. Why not? Go for it.
At least just in the back,
Oh yeah, that's definitely better. Hey, Lee's here. How you doing, Lee? And Jody's around. Lee says, of course, Mom's in for Jordy. Get Jordy out.
Mom wants Jordy back.
Mom's always
Might as well
Jordy for retirement.
Bring back Clay Matthews right away. What the heck? Bring them all back.
Lee says the defense was good enough last year, but the offense choked late. But Lee, I don't know.
Lee, don't get me started. Don't get me started.
Kevin King.
7 of 9 third downs, and 6 of them were 3rd and 10 or longer in the first half. No, they were not good enough.
Yeah. Now, one key thing: if my original preseason prediction had come true, and Marc-Antoine Dequoy was the starting cornerback instead of Kenny King, in the NFC title game, I believe the Packers would have won. I believe it in my heart. Or if they just played Tramon Williams instead, since they picked him up like that week or whatever.
Yeah. Well.
So is that scheme? Is that personnel? Is that coach? Who makes those calls? Who decides who plays and who doesn't play? Is it the position coaches? Because if it's the position coaches, then Johnny Gray, Jerry Gray, Gregory Gray, whatever the hell his name is, should have been fired after that game. Because I don't know why you pick up Tramon Williams and you don't even put him in the game. Still mad about that.
See, but Jerry Gray didn't have experience with Tramon.
Who makes those calls? Who decides?
So maybe he did make the call. I don't know.
Who decides playing time for these guys?
I don't think anybody knows. But I think LaFleur needs to take over the decisions along with Nathaniel Hackett and along with Joe Barry. They need to override the position coaches, because if you watch the tape and you see a guy stink, you need to be like, okay, here's the scoop. I want the other guy in there now. And same thing with Za'Darius. If Za'Darius is slacking off on a couple plays, have a keen eye on him a couple plays and be like, okay, get him out. Put in Preston, put in Garvin, put in whoever, anybody else who's going to actually do something and not just stand there and play the patty cake with the freaking wide receiver or whatever the hell. But, I mean, what I want to see this year, since Aaron Rodgers, if he's going to be like leaving or whatever, be a dick. Just do it for once. But I don't think he's going to do it. He's going to be Mr. Zen, super cool guy. But I think the difference between this team getting to the Super Bowl is they need somebody to ride their asses. That's what they need. They don't have that. Everybody's too nice all the time. LaFleur is such a nice guy. Rodgers is a good guy who gets along with everybody. The defense, no one gets on anybody. They let go of Mike Daniels. He's the only guy who yelled around. Holy crap, what was that? The only guy who yelled and screamed or whatever, right? They don't have anybody who's like a in your face, like quit screwing around and go get them.
That's what we were talking about. Like your defensive, high-paid defensive leaders. Z is just too chill, right? I mean, he's laughing all the time. He's too that too. Then you got inside Kenny Clark. Well, he's a soft-spoken guy. He's not a fiery guy. Where's your fiery guy? Defense is all about aggression, right? Defense is all about playing aggressive, being amped up, attacking. And they don't have anybody to ramp them up defensively on the field. So that's where Ben and I were just having this exchange privately the other day. And it was like, we hope that Joe Barry, the new defensive coordinator, is a guy that can get them all charged up. Because they don't have the players on the field to do it. They're all too, I don't know. They're just not mad enough. They're not mad enough to play defense.
I think there's one guy. There's one guy who could do it. Lee knows who he is.
Does Lee know?
Ty Summers. Whoa. Ty Summers might be the key piece at middle linebacker to get on guys when they screw up. If they give him the power to be the leader on defense, to call the plays, be the green dot guy, make the calls, still play Chris Barnes with him. That's fine. Chris Barnes is a solid, smart guy. And have Ty Summers be the run around and do crazy stuff guy. But from all everybody's saying, Ty Summers is more vocal in practice. Like the most vocal guy in practice on defense is Ty Summers. Well, if he's the only guy who's going to talk to guys, then let's make him do it then. They need somebody to be the leader. They don't have a leader on defense.
I think Jair is trying to step into that role somewhat. He's playing.
Yep.
You know, and he's young. Maybe he's going to take that over too. Be nice.
I think he talks a lot, and he talks a lot of trash to his guys he's going against. But because he's on the outside, it's just harder to kind of get that sort of communication across to the whole defense. It's got to be like, one of the guys on the line or inside linebacker or safety, a guy that everybody can hear their voice on every play pretty much. And that's why
Kevin talks a lot too.
Yeah, he talks. Oh, God. Celebrates everything. Guy falls down, guy drops a pass. He wasn't even involved.
After he touches them after 12 yards when they slide on the ground, then he.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. No, but I think Jair is a guy that has some fire, but because of his position, he just can't be as impactful. Ben, if they just put Ty Summers on the field, it'll be a huge upgrade. So we'll hope they at least do that. I have a question. Eckes, Bruce, I want to hear from you. Who at outside linebacker should play the most snaps this season?
What color is blue? Is that what you're asking?
It's a simple question, but I want to see if these guys get the right answer.
Go, Eckes, you go first if you want.
Eckes, what do you think?
I don't know.
You don't know?
You go first, Bruce.
All right, Bruce, you got to take it.
Rashawn Gary, there's no doubt. Rashawn Gary can play the most snaps. He was the best outside linebacker last year, without a doubt. Go look at the stats. Go look at the games. Preston was a piece of junk all year long, except for a couple of plays here and there. Za'Darius, we know about him. Let's not play the run Za'Darius. Let's not take the edge and set the edge Za'Darius. Let's just go after the sack, and then of course if you get blocked, you're not going to do anything. So yeah, no doubt, Gary, 100%.
If Gary doesn't play the most snaps this year, I guess what will you say to your Packer leadership because you're owner, part owner?
Oh, he's been moving forward the past, after his first year, I thought he was a bust. I didn't have high expectations, but last year he was awesome. he's above everybody else, but I think Z's going to get a lot of time too, just because Z is a big presence when his motor's running, he's good. I mean, I'm not going to disagree that Gary's better, but I don't know if that's what will happen. Let me say it that way.
I'm not asking you what will happen. I'm asking you what should happen.
I'd agree with Gary. I'll agree with Gary. I was trying to dig deep. I was knowing you two guys. I'm trying to think of somebody that I can't think of, basically, is what I was.
Oh, I know. You're thinking we were going for like Garvin or somebody. Yeah, no.
Well, here's the thing. It was a
Sean
trick
Gary's-
question. He just asked you a trick question.
Because none of them
Packers-
are outside linebackers.
Right. Not a single one of those three is an outside linebacker. They're all defensive ends in a 4-3.
Yeah.
So, and the Packers played 4-3 most of the time. Well, not 4-3. They played 4-2-5 or 4-1-6 most of the time last year. So it was a trick question. He tried to trick you guys, but you got the right answer somehow out of there. It is Rashawn Gary. But also, I mean, I would love to see a 4-3 with Za'Darius and Gary on the outsides. And then you can get Ty Summers on the field. And you can put Chris Barnes in there. And you can get the new guy that, what's his face, that the 6'3" guy, what's his name?
They'll play more of a 4-3 with this new guy. If
I was just going to say, what
yeah, absolutely.
And it could really help the team. Who knows? The thing is that really excites me, okay, is just Joe Barry seems like he's more animated. He's more in guys' faces at practices from what we hear. Hopefully that will lead to him being more in the film room and then also more in the teaching mode when guys are slacking off or when they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing or whatever the case is. The biggest problem with, like I've always said this with Za'Darius, his biggest problem is he doesn't play to the ball. He plays to the quarterback. That's how he plays. He looks to the quarterback. He tries to beat the guy in front of him. And when he beats the guy in front of him and it's a passing play and he gets to the quarterback, it's a sack and everybody loves it. And it's awesome because he's got the skill to do it. And you can just watch a couple plays of him and see there's other times where the ball's gone. The quarterback's already thrown the ball and he's still trying to beat the guy in front of him and get to the quarterback. And you're like, and everybody else is watching the ball and they see that the ball's gone and they're going to where the ball is already on like a screen pass or like a quick out to wide receiver. And you watch everybody else, Kenny Clark, Kiki, Preston Smith, they're all already moving to the ball. And here's Za'Darius still trying to beat that right tackle to get to the quarterback, even though the ball's gone. Because he doesn't watch the ball ever. And that's why this 49ers ran all over us 2 years ago in the NFC Championship game. He doesn't watch the ball. So I don't know what Mike Smith is teaching him, but somebody needs to get on Mike Smith to teach him the right thing, because that's not the right way to play defense. It's watch the ball all the time. That's how you win. So, hey.
That's one other key thing that I think needs to be emphasized. Like McCarthy used to say, emphasize. The point is, if the players, we got to see the players playing like this is their best chance to win a Super Bowl. But the coaches also at every position have to coach in that mode too. And so just like what Ben was saying before, I don't care who the player is. If he's stinking it up or showing a lack of effort, you sub him out, especially on defense. If Z's having one of those games where he's just slacking off and doing nothing, get him out. Sit his ass down for a while. Let him stew on that for a bit. He'll come back in more amped up. If you were ever taken out of a game at whatever level you played at, if you played football or any sport, and you ever taken out of a game, when you went back in, when you got a chance to go back in, did you play harder than you did before? 100% of the time. 100% of the time. And if you just pout and go into a shell, well, then you don't belong in there anyway. So screw you.
Well, the scary part is they did that to Lucas Patrick last year after the Panthers game. But they let Billy Turner go nuts. And they let the Smith brothers go nuts. I mean, hey, I love Ty Summers. But if he's out there stinking it up and he's not doing what I hope he can do, I'll put freaking Cole Martin in there then.
Yeah.
I mean, I want the best guy out there, no matter who he is or what he is. And that's why with the Randall Cobb thing makes me a little scared, because I don't know if it's going to be the best guy out there. We've already got the Billy Turner problem, the Za'Darius Smith problem, the freaking big dog problem. I mean, Tonyan should be on the field in every play when there's a tight end, because the threat of him is the same as the threat of Aaron Jones and the threat of Devontae Adams. It makes the defense scared. Okay. When he's not out there and they see Big Dog, they're like, eh. And yeah, sometimes Big Dog gets a sneak attack 20-yard catch because nobody looked at him. But that's all he gets, that sneak attack 20-yard catch. I mean, that's what's got to change. But with Rodgers here, that's the problem. He runs the team. So maybe he's the problem. Maybe he's the reason why they can't sub out guys. Because he wants his buddies in there. That's not the problem with Zadarius Smith, but that's the problem with Billy Turner, freaking Big Dog. Now Randall Cobb might be out there when maybe he shouldn't be out there. I
can guarantee you 100%.
Jamal Williams is out there way too much because Aaron Rodgers loves Jamal Williams.
I can carry.
Now he's gone, thank God.
Aaron Rodgers is not calling for Billy Turner to be in there.
Yeah, he is. He loves Billy Turner.
Well, I love him too. He's an awesome guy, and Rodgers probably likes him as an awesome guy, but not as a guy blocking for him.
Yeah, when you're getting your butt handed to you, I don't think he's gonna want Billy Turner in there if he's gonna get his butt hit in the back, backfield. Right? I'm just
skinny now. Yeah, he ain't gonna want
that. I mean, the thing is, okay, this was literally the best this is not the best case scenario for the end of Aaron Rodgers' career or the next couple of years for the Packers. But after the Packers made the selection of Jordan Love and decided to hang on to Jordan Love, this is the best case scenario. So it's got to be all, and with their cap situation, this is it. They got to be as all in as they can be this year. And hopefully they get a couple of breaks and they get it done and are as awesome as the Bucs. Because, I mean, right now I can't even be that mad about it because I'm still riding high about the Bucs being so awesome. I did say something to my mom. I was like, because we're talking about USA basketball in the Olympics, and who would have thought that Drew Holiday was going to be their best offensive player after he got over there? But he was. And I was like, maybe they should have just sent the Bucs over to the freaking Olympics. I mean, you couldn't send Giannis and stuff, but send the other guys. I don't care. They probably do better than these guys are doing right now. Jeez Louise.
They're a bunch of dogs.
Oh, man.
What Tucker says.
Yeah.
Chris Middleton didn't get hardly any minutes in his first game, but Kevin
He's
Durant shot like crap. Booker shot like crap. Who's the other? Oh, Dame Lillard, all superstar. Dame Lillard, everybody wants, shot like crap. But Drew Holiday shot pretty good. Couldn't do it in the finals, but he did it in Tokyo.
I don't know. I didn't see it. Last night I was watching men's beach volleyball till 3 a.m.
Woo!
I don't know. I wasn't really watching it. I was doing other stuff.
Volleyball is fun to watch.
That's an interesting one. You're watching. Don't they wear like little Speedos? Is that why you're watching men's?
No,
beach
the guys don't wear that.
Didn't the ladies get fined for not wearing the skimpy shorts?
Yeah, they do. Why? They have to wear as little as possible because
the Olympic Committee are pigs. They're old white guys.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
You want to watch a little skimpy?
But the real reason why I watched it is because of, I don't know if you guys remember this. Back in the day, there was an awesome game called Super Spike V-Ball. It was the greatest game of all time.
Was that Genesis or was that, what was that?
I think it was something like that. I think it was Nintendo Super thing or whatever. Who knows? Chad had it. I didn't have it, but my buddy Chad had it.
Oh, all right.
And we did some Super Spike V-Ball, man. That was a great game. It was awesome. Because you just spike the ball, smack it on a dude, and he would like explode. It hit him, and he'd be like, it was great. It was almost like Charles Barkley Shut Up and Jam. Remember that game?
Oh yeah. Well,
when you could just go up to a guy and punch him in the gut and take the ball. That was awesome. That was awesome.
My favorite was always the a little bit later, and that was the what is the game? The crazy 3-on-3 street ball game. NBA Streets. That's where the Bucks had the super team. Bucks had the super team in that. Well, I was watching swimming because I'm always envious of swimmers because I can't do that very well. And those people are crazy, exceptional. All right. I think that's all we got for tonight. Anyway, you should all be happy that the Packers have a chance for 2021. We don't know what the future holds, but none of us know what the future holds. So let's just go for now. Like Giannis said, be in the present. The past, don't worry about that. The future, don't worry about that. Be in the present. The Packers got to be in the present this year, and hopefully they make it all the way through to get the Lombardi Trophy once again, because we need a Wisconsin sweep, like Ben was saying. That'd be awesome.
Could you imagine that? Good God. That'd be
amazing. I'm not a baseball guy, but check in with me at like game 152. I'll start paying attention.
Their pitching's good enough.
Their hitting's not.
Yeah.
Pitching wins in the playoffs, man.
Last in
Pitching
the
wins.
majors in average. I'm just saying. And
Pitching
Power-
wins. And Yelich is too good to stay in this slump forever. He'll come around.
Well, Kane is back, which is helpful, hopefully. So we'll see what happens, but I'm worried about the hitting. That's what I'm worried about.
Sounds like we got some Brewers correspondence here, Jace.
Dang, if we ever go baseball, we'll call you guys up.
We got Nickel
Lee
for the
says-
Bucks. We got Bruce Eckes for the Brew Crew.
Can do some.
NBA Jam, that was Lee's favorite back in the day. That's the one Rick always put in all the cheat codes. So I got a love-hate relationship with NBA Jam.
That was the one with Brad Lohaus,
Dang,
who
Rick.
was in real life was 6'11", but they made him 5'11".
Yep.
Chris Mullen was awesome on that game. He could drain threes forever.
Yep.
Awesome.
Especially when he got on fire, and then basketball was on fire. They just don't make good games anymore like that. They're all crap.
Only game I ever played is Mortal Kombat. I sucked at everything else.
Yeah, I believe it.
All right, we'll see what the Packers say publicly. If they come out and say something publicly, we'll react to it whenever that happens. Maybe
Well, Friday
tomorrow.
night we'll talk about it. But
Friday
all right, hold
night.
on.
Friday
Bruce,
night, Viking Mo.
are you excited now that Rodgers is here for one more year? We're going all in for 1 year. Does it make you happy or sad? Go.
Well, you can't not be excited. I mean, would you rather have Jordan Love or Aaron Rodgers? Come on. I mean,
That's right.
Not bad.
Eckes and Burks. Are you guys
You know I'm
excited that the Pack's got Aaron Rodgers?
I'm always excited. I'm happy about everything.
What about the little one?
Burks, go
how
back.
can you not be happy with, little Burks in your arms? I mean, come on.
She's
Sorry to
happy.
say. She
Yeah.
wishes. She's just glad Aaron Jones is signed back from a long time ago. Good job. I think
There you
that's
go.
all right. Well, I got to be honest. I'm happy to have the number 3 quarterback of Ben's top 10 quarterbacks of 2021 on the Packers. I mean, I'd rather have number 1 or number 2, preferably number 1, but I'll take number 3. I mean, there's not many guys that are better. So let's get it done. Let's get it done this year, Rodgers. Let's get it
That's what
done.
is. That's exactly what it is.
I'm in.
They got to get it done, no doubt. And as for me, I really can't even care right now because I just care about the Bucks right now. But once we get into football a little more, I'll care more. But the Bucks are too awesome. So
God
I'm
was
so
Giannis
excited.
awesome in that final game 6. Oh my God.
Yep,
He was awesome.
no doubt.
Jace, you got to pick a draft date too.
Draft date. Oh my gosh. We'll get there. We'll get there, I guess. Don't worry about it. All right, you guys take care of yourselves. Be good. Stay straight. And go Pack, go. But above all that, go Bucks. We'll check in with you later. Burks, have a good night's sleep. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.